Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Patriots Real Time Podcast. I'm your host, Theo Deesness, joined alongside Austin Ray, and today we are going to be going over the Patriots' win on Thursday night, which was almost a week ago because we're recording this Wednesday night at 7:50 against the Jets to improve to 9-2. Austin, they are one win away from double-digit wins for the first time since 2021, and when you win 10 games, you pretty much make the playoffs. So, really, one game away from clinching a wild card spot. Unofficially clinching a wild card spot in the NFL, and they have the Cincinnati Bengals, which we will be talking about. We haven't done a preview podcast in a while. This isn't really going to be a preview podcast, but we'll touch on them a little bit towards the end. But to start off, I want to get to a clip that I found scrolling Instagram Reels today on why Drake May cannot win the MVP, and I would like to argue against it. But before I do that, Austin, how are you doing today? And yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, Theo. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. So I'd also like to talk about something. So there is someone that we will be having a special guest on the podcast. Austin, if you can do a podcast Friday night,
I can't.
and that is
I am working at the musical.
correct. He is. All right, I think he's just going to the musical, but
No, I'm working. I'm going tomorrow. I'm working on Friday.
okay. So this guy's an actor now. So that's okay. I guess I'll just have to do it one-on-one. So there's the guy in the comment section said.
Oh, yeah. I'll let you. I'll let you take this podcast by yourself. I don't need to be there for this one.
Yeah, so there's this guy in the comment section. He seemed very nice, actually, after I talked to him. But he was like, I'll be down to hop on Friday. It's actually my birthday today. So I was like, oh, happy birthday, dude. Yeah, I'll definitely get that set up. So if he lets me follow him so I can DM him, then he'll be coming on the podcast. He's a big Caleb Williams guy here. And so I'll be debating him on why Drake May is better. Should be quick. I don't know if we'll actually do it, but hopefully that'll happen. But let's get to the other Drake May debate here. And Austin, I sent this to you on Instagram, but you obviously deleted Instagram, so
Yeah,
I want
I'm
this to
taking a
be a
social.
surprise.
Just want to let people know I'm taking a social media break.
Yep. So
We're growing in the world, guys.
yes. So I sent this to you, and here we go. This is why Drake May cannot be the MVP according to Eddie Links.
Drake May has thrown interceptions in both games.
Oh wait, hold on. It didn't restart.
Drake May could never be the league MVP. League MVP stands for most valuable player. And in the Patriots' 2 losses, Drake May has thrown interceptions in both games. So is Drake May a valuable player, or is Drake May a guy who's just good when his team's already rolling downhill? Any quarterback in the entire NFL can do Drake May's job. It's not hard to come out and put up 21 points. That's all that the Patriots will score on you.
Yep.
All Drake May has to do is not turn the ball over.
That's all he has to do.
So is
simple.
that a most valuable player? Or does Drake May sound like a guy who's just operating in an offense? Drake May could never win MVP because Drake May has no highlights. Drake May could never win MVP because Drake May only scores 21 points a game.
Wow.
Okay, Austin. So this guy's main points are that Drake May doesn't scores 21 points per game, right? This guy's main points are that Drake May doesn't make any highlights plays. Let's just start off with the easy one. Drake May makes highlight plays. We know this.
I say
on a regular basis.
I will say that he is one of, if not the most exciting quarterback to watch in the NFL right now.
Yes, the most exciting quarterback. He makes highlight play after highlight play. That's fine. I think that might have been a joke. I don't think it was, but it could have been. The fact that you're going to sit here and say the Patriots score 21 points per game, if you just do a simple Google search, how many points do the Patriots score per game? And the answer to that question is not 21 points per game. It's actually 5 points higher than that, 26 points per game. The Patriots score 26 points per game, not 21 points per game. So the fact that your whole argument is based off the fact that this guy doesn't make highlight plays. When you just watch the tape, he makes highlight play after highlight play after highlight play, avoiding rushers in the pocket, stepping up into pass rushers, throwing on the run on a week-to-week basis. This isn't something that happens just once every 3 weeks. No, this happens 3 or 4 times a game where he makes highlight plays that most quarterbacks in the NFL cannot make. Most quarterbacks in the entire world cannot make. And then you're going to sit here and talk about how Drake May and the Patriots score 21 points per game when they don't. They score 26 points per game. Austin, you want to add on before I get to some more stuff?
No, 100%. I think that might have been one of the strangest takes I've heard on Drake May in a while. A lot of people argue like Drake May, Bo Nix, even Caleb Williams, like you said, gets thrown into it. But I think that saying that Drake May is not an MVP contender is absolutely crazy to me. You laid it all out right there. I mean, sure, Drake May had a couple bad games. He throws a couple interceptions in those games, but if he doesn't throw interceptions, that doesn't necessarily mean that the Patriots are gonna win. Are gonna win football games. He is like we had. So I'm not saying that these guys had these exact situations, but we had Jacoby Brissett, we had Mac Jones. Neither of those guys worked out. I mean, it's not the exact situations that Drake May's in right now. Drake May's definitely in a better situation than those guys. But I still think that Drake May is completely just everything opposite of what that guy just said.
Yeah, and I like to add on a step. This kind of a little bit, you can take this with a grain of salt, but last year, without Drake May playing quarterback, the Patriots averaged 13.86 points per game. This year, obviously, a much better team. So, like I said, take this with a grain of salt. 26.5 points per game with Drake May in. So, that is a 13-point difference, Austin.
There's something else I completely forgot. I wanted to say this. Even if you're scoring even if a team scores 21 points, more so 24, but if you score that many points, chances are you're going to win the football game if your defense is half competent. If you put up, in my opinion, most teams that put up at least 24 points win a football game.
Yeah, it's true. 24 points per game. Patriots couldn't score over 25 for two or three seasons, and then now you go ahead, you're averaging more than 25 points per game. So first, I don't know what he's saying about that. But let's just get into some of the stats here. You have 2,836 yards. That's first in the NFL. There's not a single quarterback that's thrown for more yards. Yes, you can argue, Drake May's never had a 300 passing yard game in his career. He still has the most passing yards in the NFL, which makes it more impressive because he's consistent. He has 20 touchdowns on the year, which is fourth in the NFL. So that's still pretty good. He has 5 interceptions. Here are the quarterbacks with less interceptions than him. Jared Goff with 4, Caleb Williams with 4, Matthew Stafford with 2, and Jalen Hurts with 1. That's only 4 quarterbacks, so he's 5th in the NFL. He has a 73.2 QBR, which is second behind Lamar, who's barely played this season, so really he's first. You have a 71.9 completion percentage, first in the NFL by guess how much, Austin?
I'm going to say a solid 15%.
No way. You think that's way too.
Drake May's too good.
No, 5%, which is impressive, extremely impressive. And it's not like he's going out there and throwing dink and dunks. He has 8.9 yards per attempt, which is second most in the NFL, and still has the first best completion percentage. So this makes it even more impressive. So I don't know. That sounds like an MVP to me. You see 1, 1, 4, 3, 2. He's top 5 in pretty much every single category that counts. That's the MVP to me, right?
Yeah.
And his team's 9-2.
Even better.
Yep. Okay. Milton Williams. So that's some happy news. Now we got some sad news, I guess. Milton Williams, your best defensive player this season, placed on injured reserve. Austin, reaction.
Surprised.
Really?
That was my first reaction when it all came out. Because when Milton Williams went down, it looked like he was ready to come back into the game, later in the game. But placed on IR, it's horrible for us.
Yeah, actually, did it look like he was going to come back in the game? He did go into the game, Austin.
It's not horrible, but it's very, very not good for us.
Yeah, so exactly. But like I just said, he went back into the game, so you're like, all right, he's going to be fine. You go up kind of 2 scores, you're like, all right, we don't really need to risk it. That's what you're thinking. Mike Vrabel is thinking, and then it's just like, boom, out for 4 games, 5 weeks. So he'll miss the 2 most important games of the year, versus Buffalo and at Baltimore. So not great, like you said. Overall, not great. Milton Williams so far this year has 5 sacks, or not 5 sacks, but no, he's going to be, whoa, hold on, I messed up my stats. He has 4 sacks, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. Wait a minute, where are we at right now? Sorry, I have so many notes that I low-key lost. Okay, he has 4 sacks, 26 quarterback hurries, which is 3rd in the NFL. He has 5 quarterback hits, which is 11th in the NFL, and he has 35 total pressures, which is 3rd in the NFL. So he's a top 3 pretty much rusher, interior rusher in the entire NFL. So it's gonna hurt a lot. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
Thoughts? More thoughts? No thoughts?
No, he's a big part of our defense, big part of our line, and I mean, he was a great acquisition. Acquisition. And, English isn't working today, and
Yeah.
I just hope that he comes back, healthy when we need him.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's gonna be out with a high ankle sprain. I don't think we ever mentioned that. And he's gonna miss Cincinnati, the Giants, the Bills, and the Ravens. So not great. All right. 2 other housekeeping things before we get into 3 up, 3 down. Keyshawn Booty, Ramondre Stevenson back at practice today. I believe both were full participants. Ramondre Stevenson is aiming to play this week. How big is that going to be for the Patriots? You see Travion Henderson emerging. Now you get Ramondre back. This run game looks like it's going to start emerging at the best time for the Patriots.
100%. We have they're two very different backs, and I think having both of them in the backfield, like you said, it's a huge time for them. It gives Drake May more options. It gives the offense more options, and I think that even if Travion's your RB1 now, which I don't know, you're able to put in Mondre, have a peace of mind that you still have a good running back there while Travion catches his breath or whatever. So I think that's going to be huge. Give the offense more options and different looks.
Yeah, and you say, I wonder if Travion's going to be RB1, and you look at the stats, and his stats are not RB1 material, and as much as you want to say, oh, he had 5 touchdowns in 5 days, right. 3 yards per carry last week against the Jets when he doesn't have the 2 big runs. So 19 carries for 62 yards, that's not great. It really isn't. But Ramondre Stevenson coming back, he doesn't have to carry all the load like Mike Vrabel said he was going to do last week. So I think that he'll be able to improve his yards per carry, just being able to rest, which kind of seems very simple, but you kind of said it. All right, 3 up, 3 down. Austin, you're number 1 up.
I mean, I feel like we're both going to have this, but the 3 touchdowns from Travion Henderson, like you said, it wasn't like a crazy game where he's averaging 6 yards per carry, but, just some big touchdowns. He made some plays, and he showed that he can be a good running back.
Yeah, even though I kind of just said, not good enough, he had 3 touchdowns, so obviously he had a good game. 1 through the air, 2 through the ground. Both of his touchdown runs were really impressive, probably his 2 best runs of the night. So,
and the push in from the offensive line from the whole team, it was a whole team touchdown.
It was a whole team touchdown. I like that, Austin.
Yeah.
Travion Henderson, you got to put him on the list. 3 touchdowns. Yeah. Anytime someone has 3 touchdowns, they got to make the good list unless they fumble 4 times. Stephon Diggs is on my good list as my number 1. 9 receptions, 105 yards, 22 yards was the longest reception that he had all night. And he's doing it with a broken finger. So really, really impressive day without the broken finger. Even more impressive with the broken finger. So Stephon Diggs, probably the best acquisition the Patriots have had in 10 years, maybe. Free agent signing in 10 years. I'm maybe. You agree?
Stephon Gilmore?
I believe he came over in a trade.
Wow.
But I don't know that for sure.
Sorry if you didn't hear Sadie, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I hear Sadie. Anyways, Stephon Diggs has been such a good leader. He's showing his toughness, and he keeps producing. He keeps getting better as the weeks go by, coming off that ACL tear. So Stephon Diggs is my number 2. What about you?
Yeah, Stephon was my number 3. You pretty much just summed it up. But for my number 2, I have the offensive line. I feel like it's a huge step up, and I feel like we haven't necessarily taken the time to really appreciate how amazing they've done compared to last year. And I feel like last year was they were on my down list. I think every single game. So
remember we banned them from the down list.
Oh yeah, yes. We banned the offensive line from being on the down list. That's good catch. Mm-hmm. But I think that they're a huge step up, and especially I'm gonna keep going back to that team touchdown where the offensive line, everyone got in and helped Travion score.
Yeah, and a few nights ago I was talking to Steve Burton from WBZ, and he talks about how Drake May has kind of been taking sacks, or the sacks have been on him
Yeah,
more
I
than
agree.
they've been on the offensive line.
Him
So it
stepping
kind
into
of just
pressure
puts,
like a good quarterback. He's
yeah,
stepping
he's
into pressure, which is good, but like it's it's
not
risky.
great, obviously, but he's been taking sacks, and that's or he's been taking sacks that have been his fault.
Mm-hmm.
I can't speak either today, Austin. Um, but so the offensive line has been playing well. Also, Jared Wilson had like a 0.0 pressure allowed rate at left guard, and then Will Campbell had a 3.3 allowed pressure rate. So the two rookies on the left side of your offensive line played fantastic. The offensive line was on my almost made the good list, and also no sacks allowed. The only sack was actually on Hunter Henry. So nice.
It's high
But
quality.
my number three has to be the MVP, Drake May. 25 for 34, 281 yards. He's so close to that 300-yard mark. One touchdown. So the touchdowns didn't necessarily move the needle on anything, but 100.7 QBR. So Drake May continues his MVP candidacy. He only had a few bad throws in that game out of all 34. The incompletions were drops. Stephon Diggs
Yeah.
had 2 drops. So Drake May continues his MVP candidacy with the win against the Jets on Thursday night. And Drake May.
I would like to call it right here, right now. Drake May throws for 300 yards against the Bengals this week.
Oh, 100%. I think it's 100% going to happen. Okay, let's get into my almost made the good list because I have this. This is a new thing that I started, I guess. But I have Mac Hollins on my almost made the good list. He had 6 for 64, not 654. He had 6 catches for 64 yards. He's looked really good in this Josh McDaniels offense. Obviously, we knew in 2022, that was his best year. Guess who his head coach was? Josh McDaniels. So he continues to play well under Josh McDaniels. And since Kayshon Boutte has gone down with the injury in the 2 games, he's emerged really as a deep ball threat. You didn't think that anyone could take over for Boutte. And I'm not going to say that Mac Hollins has done a better job because he really hasn't. He dropped that one ball that I think Boutte would have been able to hold on to. It was a pass breakup, but I think Boutte would have been able to have stronger hands and hold on to that football. I think your dad said that, actually. But since Boutte has gone out, 17.7 yards per reception on 6 receptions, and then 16 yards per receptions on 4 receptions. So that's pretty. 6 receptions is like, I don't know, a lot of receptions. So it's not just like
Yeah.
one reception for 80 yards, and then yeah, I don't know.
It's good stats.
But
It's
you know
good
what
stats.
you know what I'm saying. Yeah,
Especially
so
not from
he's
wide
been
receiver one. That's good stats.
so he's pretty consistently getting open down the field, is what I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
say. And then shout out my guy Elijah Ponder, a sack, another sack. With Milton Williams out, who's gonna step up? Well, Elijah Ponder did against the Jets with a sack. He's really been their pass rush the last 2 weeks. I think Barmore had a sack too, but it's been Elijah Ponder, the constant. And then Austin, you know who I'm about to say. You can just say it.
Del Pettis.
Yep, that was crazy. Del Pettis. This is a guy who takes advantage of his opportunities, and you know what that means, Austin?
He's gonna get more opportunities.
He's going to get more opportunities. So Del Pettis, a guy that we're going to be seeing more in his role this year. He's been making plays. He had the PBU against Kyle
Wow.
Pitts. He had the PBU on 4th down to win the game. You put him in super high leverage. I just had a voice crack. Super high leverage situation here to win the game against the Jets. You have Del Pettis in, and he makes a play on the football. So shout out Del
Yeah.
Pettis. He's been one of their best defensive players in his role.
I think I texted you about it as soon as he made that play. I'm like, oh, Theo, this is it. This is Del's moment.
Probably. All caps. Okay. 3 down. Austin, go.
My first one was the Milton Williams injury. I mean, we've already touched on it a lot, but it's just something that you don't want to see from one of your best defenders.
Yep, I told you that was also my number 1. I told you the stats, so I don't have to do that again, but a really, really good player. I said he's like a top 5 interior rusher this season. And one thing that a lot of people have been wondering is the run defense going to get worse with Milton Williams out? And obviously it'll get a little bit worse, but Milton Williams played nearly double the snaps, more than double the snaps on when the quarterback dropped back to pass versus run snaps. So 276 pass rush snaps and then 119 run snaps. So I'm not saying that Milton Williams doesn't contribute in the run game, because he obviously does, but he's more of a contributor in the pass rush game, which kind of sucks because Milton Williams is their only pass rush. So yeah, that is not great. But Christian Barmore's going to have to step up. He's going to be playing more of a natural role, and hopefully that should be better. Okay, second bad, Austin.
What's up?
What's your second bad?
Oh, I have a slight issue with the rest of my bads. I had a hard time coming up with the rest of them. The Milton Williams injury. I liked how this team played on Thursday. Milton Williams. I mean, yeah, I didn't really have anything else that was really glaringly bad to me. I feel like I'm
I
gonna
just
be
had
missing.
Hunter Henry's. What's that?
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be missing something blatantly obvious. You're gonna correct me on right now, but
Yeah, so not number two. Number two is my Hunter Henry's pass blocking. He hasn't been good all year. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Hunter Henry should be a good pass blocker, because that's not who he is. But he was the only tight end that they had on their roster. Not on the roster, but active for the game. So you're going to need to block with Austin Hooper out. And he just hasn't done a good job of it this year. He's given up a bunch of sacks, which is not very concerning for a tight end. You know? But he is still a good receiver. And Austin, he's the safety blanket as Austin. He's not really been that safety blanket this year, has he?
he hasn't. Drake May has grown. He's got more targets. He has. I've been looking for it, but I can't really say anymore. Hunter Henry is no longer Drake May's safety blanket. Drake May's safety blanket is rolling outside of the pocket and throwing the ball on the run accurately to the chest.
To Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, so I've listened to about like 4 or 5 podcasts that we did last year at this time. I think in every podcast, Austin talked about Hunter Henry being the safety blanket.
It was true.
It was so true. It was Jacoby Brissett's safety blanket, and then it was Drake May's safety blanket.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just kind of sad that it's not that anymore. Or maybe it's a good thing.
He's grown. Drake has grown.
Yep. All right, so this is the obvious one. Kind of playing really bad defense against Justin Fields. Yes, they scored 4.
I just remembered it. I might take this away from you, but letting Justin Fields run.
Yeah, so that's my other one. But Justin Fields' legs. And also, like, if A.D. Mitchell didn't have 3 drops, what's the score of that game? Some of those were on third down, right?
Yeah, it's a different game, because they were long balls too. They weren't like little dinky passes. There were some deep balls that he dropped.
I think all 3 were would have been first downs. 1 was in the red zone.
Yeah.
So yeah, big drops from him. But Fields averages 35.8 rushing yards per game. Last game he had 67 rushing yards. So is that double?
A little under.
A little under. All right. Any other thoughts on Justin Fields?
I think it's like wait. What was his regular value?
35.8 rushing yards per game.
Anyway, he got 67.
Oh, I had 68. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wanted to make a joke, but it's not mathematically true, so I can't make that joke.
Yeah. No, it was 67.
Yeah, no, I wanted to make a joke, but I can't make the joke because the numbers don't add up, so I can't make the joke.
I've never heard of 67 being a funny joke, but
You're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
That's okay. Anyways, other housekeeping stuff. Austin knows this very well. He knows CJ Dupree very well. He actually met CJ Dupree a few years ago when he was at Alabama. No, he didn't actually. But CJ Dupree, a big tight end. I talked about Hunter Henry not being able to pass block. Guess what? They get a big tight end that can pass block. A guy they signed from their practice squad. He was here all of camp. I expected him to do more, but he really didn't do anything all of training camp. And now he's on the active roster. And then they also add 5th-round pick Braden Swinson. Braden Swinson, a guy who was supposed to come in and be a really good edge rusher. Not a really good edge rusher, but a developmental guy that could be really good. And he did also. He flashed 0 over the summer, but apparently he's been working hard. Both guys apparently declined roster spots on other teams Braden Swinson declined a roster spot on the Buffalo Bills to stay with the Patriots, and both of their guys' loyalty paid off as they ended up getting signed to the 53-man roster. Swinson will probably, unless he does something, he probably will come off once Milton Williams comes back for the playoffs, but for the next 6 games probably, he'll have Swinson. So shout out those guys for staying loyal.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Mm-hmm. All right. To add CJ Dupree to the roster, they unfortunately had to release John Saunders Jr. He did sign back with the practice squad, so shout out John Saunders Jr. from Miami, the safety. All right, now we're going to get into stuff that Austin actually can talk about. Because he didn't, because he missed it because he undownloaded Instagram, you know? That's why.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course. No, there's no other reason. But I did happen to tell him about this information, which happened today. Joe Burrow, full participant in practice. I forgot to tell him about the CJ Dupree.
I'm sorry, that was the wrong news. I did not mean to clap for that. I thought you were going to say something different.
What?
I thought you were going to say that Cardi B and Stephon Diggs had a baby.
Oh, yes, they did have a baby, but unfortunately, this is a football podcast. So, Joe Burrow, back at practice, do you think he will play?
No.
Okay. I also like to say Joe Flacco, not a full participant at practice. He
will
has been
play.
over the last
He will play.
with a shoulder injury. So one guy has a bad shoulder, one guy has a bad toe, but Joe Burrow is probably not going to play off 2 days of practice. That's it then.
Yeah. And one of them's your franchise guy, too, so I mean.
Hey, and one of them is Joe Burrow.
It's a good joke. It's a good
Okay,
joke.
wait. There's something I was going to say. This might be a stretch. Uh-oh. All right, I guess not. But, wait, keep talking.
About what?
Joe Burrow?
All right,
Where's
so
Joe
yeah, Joe
Flacco?
Burrow. I don't think that Joe Burrow's gonna play. I think that Joe Flacco will. With no Jamar Chase, I feel that this should be a win
talk
for the
about that.
Patriots. You know, Jamar Chase is out for a 1-game suspension for spitting on Jalen Ramsey, which he very clearly denied, but the videos tell us otherwise. So yeah, it's gonna be one game without Jamar Chase, and hopefully another game without Joe Burrow. Not hopefully that Joe Burrow stays hurt, but hopefully he just doesn't play this game. So I think that we're gonna go against a Chase Brown, Joe Flacco, and T Higgins offense for the Bengals.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about this earlier when we were talking about wide receiver ones, but the Patriots, the only true wide receiver one that the Patriots have faced all year is Drake London, and he scored
And
3
Emeka
touchdowns
Egbuka.
against you. And Emeka Egbuka, I knew you were going to say that, but only true top 10 receiver, we could say, right?
Emeka Egbuka is a top 10 receiver.
He's not, but he's maybe top 11, but he's not top 10. Drake London is definitely a top 10 receiver. He torched them for 3 touchdowns. Even Emeka Egbuka had a touchdown and had a pretty solid game, right?
Yeah. He helped lead my fantasy team to a win.
Yeah, and did you know that I traded Drake London to Austin's team? He traded me Emeka Egbuka, and then a day later we traded back. Anyways.
Hey, well, you have to add the information in that I gave you Lamar Jackson as well, and you gave me, who was it, Matthew Stafford?
Matthew Stafford. So it wasn't a terrible trade. I didn't just do Emeka for Drake London. So thank you.
Well, you know, Drake London said, we can quote him on this. He loves my locker room atmosphere. That trade just wasn't it for us, and he wants to come back to my team because he loved the atmosphere. So hopefully we're gonna try to work something out to, make that deal possible.
I'm not sure he even got on the flight to go over to your house.
Oh no, he did. He suited up. He
really suited up.
Yeah, he suited up.
Wow.
He got his headshot taken and all.
Oh wow. Okay, so he was there for he really.
He was on vacation. He was on vacation in Boston, so he was able to just pop over and take the headshot real quick and suit it up.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. Do we have anything else, Austin? Oh, the trivia. Did you come up with the trivia?
Trivia. We got trivia next show, guys.
Oh man. No. I look. You want to
Got a
do
little
one
carried
more
away.
thing now.
Score predictions.
Score predictions.
Me first?
You can go. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go. Patriots win, 31-17.
Okay, now do your Joe Burrow hypothetical, just in case he plays.
If Joe Burrow were to play, I think that Patriots win 24-10.
So you think Joe Burrow impacts the defense?
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's actually not a terrible take. Also, Trey Hendrickson is out. We forgot to mention that. He's not.
Yep.
Well,
Hendrickson
he's
now.
not officially out,
He will be.
but he's most likely. And then also Taylor Cameron, something like Cam Taylor Britt.
Yep. Exactly.
He's out for the season. Okay, that's a cornerback for the Bengals. All right, so my score prediction with Joe Flacco is going to be 20. Let's see. We're having Drake May throw for 300 yards, so we're going to have him throw for 3 touchdowns also. So we're going to have the Patriots winning 30-21 if Joe Flacco plays, and if Joe Burrow plays, I have them winning. No, we're going to have Joe Flacco 37-21, and then if Joe Burrow plays, 30-14. I think Joe Burrow's not going to be good.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. That's why I have Joe Burrow putting up 10.
I think Flacco's not going to be much better either.
Flacco's a great guy.
He is a great guy, but he can't move, especially with that shoulder injury.
He can move.
Really limit his
movement.
mobility.
Yeah, that shoulder. He really feels that in his hamstring. You know, he can't get out of the pocket with that shoulder.
No, you're right. No, but especially with the shoulder injury, he's not going to be too good, is what I was going to say for sure. No, but he can't get out of the pocket. He's 41 years old. He's similar to Aaron Rodgers. By the way, Aaron Rodgers could be out for the year. No?
Crazy.
I'm hearing rumors. Oh, one last thing. Okay. Would you rather game? Would you rather go into Denver, where the Patriots have historically struggled? They're 4-7 there in the Brady Belichick era. They lost 3 times in the AFC Championship game in Denver. Or would you rather have Kansas City come to New England?
Kansas City come to New England.
Yeah. This is.
I want to be at that. I'm a little biased because we have season tickets, so we can go to that game. But yeah.
Yep, and I would be also.
You would be there too. You would be there too.
Yes. So obviously, you'd rather have Kansas City come to New England, and it's not just because of the atmosphere. It's also because high altitude and stuff like that. But it's also because the Broncos. I don't want to be playing the Broncos anywhere. I don't want to be playing the Broncos in Foxborough. I don't want to be playing the Broncos in Madrid, in Paris, in outer space. I want to be playing Kansas City over the Broncos. And the reason for that is because the Broncos have such a good pass rush. And we talked about how good the offensive line is. But when you're facing 2 of the best edge rushers in the NFL against Morgan Moses, who's pushing 40, and then I don't think he's pushing 40, but he's in the mid-30s. He's not pushing 40. And then Will Campbell, a rookie left tackle. I don't love that. One of the best defensive lines against a bottom 15 offensive line, even though we've said they've improved. That's relative to last year. They're still not the best offensive line, one of the best offensive lines in the league. Yeah. Also, Drake May, we said he takes sacks that are his fault, so not great. But Kansas City, you look at that team, Rashee Rice is the only offensive weapon that they really have. I know Travis Kelce is still Travis Kelce, but he's old, He can still produce, don't get me wrong. Here and there, he'll have a touchdown or 2. He'll have a good game. He's not the same old Travis Kelce. He's nowhere near as good or as big as of a threat as I don't think that was a proper sentence, but he's nowhere near as big of a threat as Rashee Rice is. So really, I like Kansas City's matchup versus the Patriots versus the Broncos versus the Patriots. And then one more?
One more?
Okay. The Colts in Indy or the Ravens in Baltimore?
I'm gonna say the Ravens in Baltimore.
Really?
Well, when you look at it first, you think, oh, look at there's like that huge record gap right there. But then you look a little deeper. Lamar has not been playing well. Sure, he just came back from an injury. I'm gonna actually pull up his stats real quick. He just came back from an injury, but the whole team has not been playing well. Who'd they play last week? Who was that?
Oh, you're saying you'd rather play the Ravens?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wait, what'd you think I was saying?
I thought you were saying the Ravens are better. I don't know why.
Oh no. Yeah, I'd rather play the Ravens.
Okay, yeah.
Lamar Jackson threw 2 interceptions and
Yeah, but they were
Less
both bad at passes, so it's not
against
really
the
his fault.
Browns.
Yeah, but they were bad at passes. It's not really his fault.
Against the Browns.
It's true. It's against the Browns. It
They
was.
lost. They barely beat.
The
They beat
Browns
the
are the
Browns by.
best the best defense in the NFL.
Well, if Drake May can do it, then Lamar can. Actually, no, it's
No, they
not
both
true because
won.
Drake May is just so much better than Lamar.
That's
But
true.
still, yeah,
Okay,
that's
keep
my
going.
fault. That's my fault, guys. Bad take. But
Understand.
yeah, no, yeah, no, I'd rather take the Ravens on.
I would rather take the Indianapolis Colts. Both of these teams would be favorable matchups, but I think the fact that the Patriots look so poorly or look so bad against the Jets and their running quarterback, Justin Fields,
That's
who
fair.
cannot throw the ball, is a bit concerning when you want to play the Ravens. But like you said, the Ravens aren't great. Lamar Jackson isn't exactly the best postseason performer when it comes to um, quarterbacks in the playoffs. He did have a good 2023 run, but other than that, he hasn't been great in the playoffs. Um, and then you look at Daniel Jones. It's like Daniel Jones in the playoffs and Shane Steichen. Is that his name?
I have no. I got
The
Shane
Colts
Steichen.
coach.
Shane
I
Shane
think.
Shane. Yeah, Steichen. Yeah, that sounds right to me.
Yeah, it's like versus John Harbaugh, Super Bowl champion John Harbaugh, and two-time MVP Lamar Jackson versus Daniel Jones and Shane
But
Steichen. It's like
Jonathan Taylor.
best run defense in the NFL. I think they'll be okay. That's just a matchup that I like. It's like who are their receivers though? It's Michael Pittman. It's um, the dude with the long hair, right? No, he doesn't have long hair. I don't know. I can't remember his name, but they have Michael Pittman. They have Josh Downs. They have come on,
Tyler
who's the guy?
Warren.
They have
Tyler
A
Warren.
tight
That's
end,
who you're
right?
thinking of. That's who you're thinking of. The guy with the long hair is Tyler Warren.
That's that's not who I'm thinking of. The guy
What?
I'm thinking Alec Pierce. That's who I was thinking of. He doesn't have long
Ah.
hair. Alec Pierce. But yeah, I like the matchup against the Colts a lot better.
Yeah, but well, think about the other side. The Ravens have Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews,
Yeah, I
Isaiah
guess.
Isaiah Likely.
Isaiah
I mean,
Likely's good. Mark Andrews has been he's been all right.
ever since he dropped that pass against the Bills.
No, he had 2 touchdowns against the Dolphins.
Was it against the
Um,
Bills or was it against the Chiefs?
it was against the Bills.
Chiefs, Bills.
Wait, there's one other thing. But they also have Lamar Jackson, who's a weapon in himself. And Derrick Henry hasn't been good this year, but he's Derrick Henry, so you never know.
Well, I mean, we have the best run defense in the league.
It's very true. It's also like Derrick Henry is a very different specimen than anyone they've faced this year. And I know Jonathan Taylor is a great running back and he's the best in the NFL, but
Christian McCaffrey.
no, it's not. No, he's not built like Derrick Henry. All
Woody
right,
Marks.
Woody Marks, Texans legend. All right, that'll do it for the Patriots Real Time podcast. Follow Austin on YouTube at Patriots Real Time Podcast. Follow this podcast on
You can still
YouTube at Patriots Real
you
Time
can still
Podcast.
follow Austin Ray Photography. Don't worry.
Okay,
Don't
you
worry.
can still follow
I'm not
Austin
gone,
Ray
guys.
Photography. Austin's detox from Instagram will not last forever, but yeah, that'll do it. Follow Patriots 3 on Instagram. Follow Patriots Real Time on YouTube, Spotify, X, and Instagram. All right, thank you.